Long ago that Belfast was one of the four Bs they avoid from a tourist destination around the world, along with Baghdad, Bosnia and Beirut. A remarkable transformation. People usually come to Belfast every year in their tens of thousands, and they come for a number of reasons. Our natural beauty, good food, good crack, good entertainment. But there's normally two things that tick their box or float their boat, and that's the legacy of our turbulent past and also the ill-fated liner RMS Titanic. Now, as I say, when you think about cities around the world, major cities around like Tokyo, millions of people, New York, millions of people, Lagos, Nigeria, what do you think the population of Belfast is? And I don't mean Greater Belfast or Metropolitan Belfast, the town that we refer to it as.
80,000.
80,000? No.
120,000?
120,000? No. It's approximately just over 300,000. And how many of these here do we have within our town?
20?
20?
50?
50? There's approximately 100 peace lines in Belfast for the size of a large English town or a large American village. There's no size to Belfast whatsoever. And this peace line here, Cooper Way, just off Lanark Way, I used to work in the buses for many years, and I would take people along this wall. Originally, it was a barricade of burnt out cars and buses, and it was stuck up just over 50 years ago. But see, today, it's one of Belfast's top tourist attractions. People come along this wall, get off the bus and sign the wall. There's millions and millions of signatures on this wall. A number of famous people who've signed it, the likes of Bill Clinton, the former president of the United States, and also the Dalai Lama. And what he wrote on this wall was this: open your arms to change, but don't let go of your values. And all along this wall, there's reference to other conflicts around the world where they've had walls, or still have. Palestine, Nicosia and Cyprus, and also the Berlin Wall as well. Now, there's a lot of hidden peace lines around Belfast that we take for granted every day, like the M2 motorway that weaves in through Catholic and Protestant areas, or Nationalist and Unionist. There's also Alexander Park in North Belfast with its gates. And the reason why I'm standing here at the Belfast City Cemetery is because in my eyes, where I'm standing here is Belfast's first peace line. Sometimes people refer to the Belfast City Cemetery as a Protestant cemetery within a Catholic area, and there's a lot of truth in that. However, when this place opened in August 1869, there was 15 acres of burial ground over to my left here for Catholic burial, as well as a separate entrance we commonly know as Rossa Gate, and a mortuary chapel that was never used. But the ground here for Catholic burial was never used, and this is the reason why. When it opened in 1869, a man by the name of Bishop Patrick Dorian of Down and Connor Catholic Diocese insisted, as in life as in death, that Catholics and Protestants should be separated by an underground wall. And this is what it looks like here, and it runs all the way down here to the entrance here at the front of the Falls Road. Now, it's the depth of a grave. It cost £480 in 1869, approximately £50,000 in our money today. But as I say, the ground here was never used because Bishop Patrick Dorian had a couple of other stipulations as well. He wanted to find out about the people going to be buried in his part of the ground. So if you were an unbaptized child, a convert, a prostitute, an undesirable, you weren't going into his part of the ground. He also wanted to make sure that all the grave digging staff, the administration staff were under his control. And another stipulation was he wanted to make sure that the soil was never removed from his part of the ground, because in his eyes, it's consecrated ground. And they couldn't agree, and there was a court battle in Dublin Castle in June 1869, and representing the Catholic Church was Isaac Butt, the founder of the Home Rule movement, and also an apprentice was Barney Hughes, the maker of the Belfast Bat. And they couldn't agree. It was a clash of Catholic canon law and corporate law, and the Catholic Church were compensated for their part of the ground with £4,000, and they took that £4,000 and they went across the street and they bought what is today Milltown Cemetery. Now, Milltown Cemetery, unlike the Belfast City Cemetery, is 99.9% Catholic. But I suppose the irony of irony, especially in this day and age, is this: that the first person recorded here was a man called John Rafferty. John Rafferty came from 194 Argyle Street on the Shankill Road. Now, this arch that you see here is stood like a tall sapling, protecting the past and the present. And down through the years, this arch has been shot at, it's been rammed at, it's been bombed at, and only recently in the last couple of years, the gates were set on fire. The next time you go past Milltown Cemetery, If you look below the arch here, you'll see a Latin inscription. It's the last two sentences that you hear at the Creed in Catholic Mass on Sunday, and it translates, I await the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come amen. This is at the core of Catholicism. It's stating that the dead are resting, waiting for the day of judgment. Well, folks, that's my wee teaser here on the underground wall at the Belfast City Cemetery. I hope you all enjoyed it.